Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get started shortly. I had a little malfunction. We're gonna do a little bit differently today, and we'll get back to the real thing next week. But just we're gonna make the most of our quick time today. So let me get started. Hold on 1 second. Got a theme song for y'all. I want you guys to rate this theme song for Will Call. I think y'all gonna like it personally. I know I'm biased, but let's see. Let me know what y'all think. Yeah. What would y'all rate this theme song? Yes, sir. I love it. Love it. Okay. Not bad, Seven. I like that. Like that. Welcome from Dallas. Welcome. I appreciate you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first official episode of Will Call. Like I said earlier on the announcement video, this is going to be my weekly live stream on Saturdays. It's been a long time coming. And brother said Dallas is the place. I've never been to Dallas, believe it or not. Been to Houston a few times. Been to Beaumont once. Went to Galveston once as well, but never been to Dallas. Never been to Dallas, but it's gonna come soon. Been to Houston several times. Beautiful state. Can't complain. So can't wait to get back. It's been a while since I've been in Texas, to be honest with you. But yeah, I can't wait to get back. So but yeah, you guys are unbelievable. Like I said, I want to apologize for the delay. Had some malfunction with the adding the my friends that I want to interview. So we're going to have to do that next. Hold off on that next week specifically. What I might end up doing is for you guys is just we might have to go moving forward. We might have to like add on the call to get you on the call for the live. It might be on the Zoom call, so we might have to do like the TikTok live and the Zoom call, simultaneously. So just like I appreciate your patience. I want to say some quick hellos. Lyric Jackson, like you said, from Dallas, Texas. I appreciate you coming out. My brother also from the Texas area, so like I appreciate you coming out as well. Like I said, just like I said, since we had like a little malfunction and whatnot, so I'm not gonna hold you guys too long tonight. We had a highly anticipated, but we're gonna make the best of what God gives us on this time. So, like I said, just hope you guys had a blessed week. I had a beautiful week. I had my birthday, latest birthday, so I'm blessed to be alive. I have the full strength and health. God's been awesome, and God's a keeper, and it's been a. He said we got room for you. I love to come. I promise you guys. But yeah, just like I said, it's been an unbelievable week. And just understand, our time on this earth is very precious and stuff like that. Just you guys, we are in this together. I just want to make sure that we make the most of our time on this earth, that the way the Lord sees fit. Just and also I'm actually doing my live stream on a very new phone. So I like I had the iPhone 13. If you were wondering, just not the obviously not the newest one, but that's cool with me, so I can't complain. So but just it was I'm just because like if you were to see my phone that I've been recording with, and actually the last several weeks I've been using my sister's phone to do the trivia questions. So it's just that's what's funny about it. But this has been a rock for my brand. So she's my best friend. So she's really just been kind about letting me use her equipment. And my phone was in disarray. I had the phone cracked. Obviously, just the typical screen cracks. The camera was cracked. He said, "You missed your iPhone. You got what? You got Galaxy now? You got Android? What you got? Papa Murph, what you got?" It's funny. Like I've always been an Android person myself, anyway. So like the previous the previous iPhone I had was my very first iPhone. So it was the iPhone 11. Got it in January 2020. That was my first ever iPhone. And because before that I was always Android. Just a lot of all my family, we were all Androids, but like we gradually made the transition towards to the Apple side. And it's been pretty good so far, so I can't complain. Like I said, how you guys doing today, though? My brother from high school, he said, our Tigers sucked today. They did. It was, if you hear brother, it was a rough show. And like just talking about LSU real quick, just the fact that they lost didn't necessarily surprise me. I figured like if we were to lose that game, LSU were to lose the game, I figured it'd be like 10 to 15 points. That's what I was expecting. But the way they just got ran off the field very early, it was ugly. Thankfully I was at work, so I didn't get to see all of it. But I saw enough. I saw enough in my breaks and lunch, and it was a tough watch. Like, but just like I said, it's all well. Like Brian Kelly's in his first year, so I'm not concerned about it all, really. Just it's the growing pains. Like I said, just you have to really establish, imprint your culture in, and just as simple as that, really. And I think just it's take it week by week. So I'm not overly concerned by it. So yeah, yeah. So like you said, you figured we open, figured we lose. So which I agree. I didn't expect us to win anyway. But the fumble to open and kickoff, because I was at work just like. So, because when I first got on my first break, we were down 10-0, and Tennessee was marching, in that no huddle, that high tempo offense, and so it was I was like they were moving they were moving the ball, man. It was crazy, and it was the fact that, like you said, we figured we lose, but we fumbled the opening kick, and it was frustrating because the Queen, Christina, what's up, how you doing? Make sure y'all follow Christina right here. She got the waving hand. Make sure y'all follow her ASAP. Please follow her ASAP. But yeah, but what I was saying really was just but Justin, the fact that the stuff that has played this all season, it, like it showed up once again. I'm wonderful, man. I'm good to see you. I appreciate you taking the time out to visit this live. Like I told my father, I'm not gonna be too long because I had some malfunctions, so not gonna be terribly long. I don't want to keep you guys. It's gonna be okay though. You know, Papa Murph real quick said, "How about TCU looking good?" Oh man, massive win today. They look really sharp. They look really sharp, man. Big 12, like they really doing it. Kansas too, really. Obviously, basketball blue blood. Just 4 national championships. What they've done on the hardwood is just unreal, just all time special stuff. But what they've done in football, they've had some solid, but just they're off to a great start. The season's still relatively young, but to see where TCU's going, 5-0 is pretty sharp. So the concerning fact is that the special teams have gotten progressively worse each week. It's not just a big concern; it's a lot concerning, right? It's just because, like I was saying, what has continuously plagued you is the same thing that showed up today, and that's the devastating thing about it. Like I said, and like I don't know if you heard Matt Moscona and T. Bob Bear, Justin, but he said he wouldn't retain McMahon. What's it? Poley, I'm sorry, Poley. He wouldn't retain him after the season. He got to go. My coworker said the same exact thing. He got to go. They just been so woeful. Really, just inexplicably poor to start this season. I can't can't understand it. And and the thing is, you have to help your team out, right? You have to help your franchise out, right? And it's the way they look so far is just unexplicably bad, and it doesn't get easier. Oh yeah, this offensive line is not offensive coordinator. The offense in general is not creative. I still think Jane Daniels is the best your best option because of his mobility. This his the way he can make off what's the term the unscripted plays. You make your offense a little more dynamic, even though it doesn't look like that right now. It's just the fact that he gives you something outside of like the pass because like offensive line has been subpar this year. Yeah, the passing game has been a disappointment, but he's still your best option. A lot of people looking for Garrett Nussmeier, but I've seen him a couple times. It's just like he said, do we go get Howard? We'll see. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with a bridge. Like I said, when the older I've gotten, you have to really temper your expectations. So, because every season's not going to be a good season, especially not every season is going to be like the all-time special season like LSU. All-time special seasons 58, 03, like 7, 11, 19. That's like the high stratosphere. 016, the higher stratosphere teams. Like a lot of teams not going to be half as good as those, much less just like the where we are right now. So yeah, like I said, use this placeholder, and there's nothing wrong with the bridge. And but my thing is, I get annoyed with fans. Like I say, he's too scared to make a mistake. I'm fine with picks if you throw the ball. I mean, just like the gunslinger mentality. That's why I'm like, he does he have the arm talent? It's tough to see because, like I said, he's very risk averse. So, and it'll be interesting to see how he progresses over time. Like now, I will say, Brian Kelly's gotten on him a couple times because like you have a one-on-one on third and short, which I would have ran the ball personally. I know, just and it's not to say like, oh, LSU football throwback smash mouth, or we just beat the guy in front of us. It's not necessarily that. Just I like my chances at 3rd and 1, even though you don't have the special running backs that you do now. It's important to really establish that consistently. And I was like, oh, that's an awful play because now they know that you're going to run the ball on 4th down, so they just dig their heels in and they got stopped yet again. And like I said, special team, like when you have an underwhelming offense and you have a struggling defense, at least with at least with special teams, let that be steady. And like when I saw the fact that we started the game with a muff punt, I mean a muff kicker, I was like, this is gonna be ugly. This is gonna be ugly, especially if they score a couple plays later. It's gonna be ugly because I saw the deep shot, the 45 plus yard, and like when you start all your drives inside LSU territory and you have the best offense in the country, especially in the SEC, playing against a struggling secondary, that's a recipe for disaster for the Tigers. And Tennessee, like if depending on how they look against Alabama next week, granted, uh, you know, Bryce, Bryce Young is not healthy, but depending on how they look next week, I think they're for right now, but they're going to get more respect depending on how they finish next week. This Campbell, yeah, Campbell got that was a huge blow. So like formula for disaster. It hurt us massively because you're already a struggling offensive line, but on top of the fact that you have like two guys, your core guys missing, that's not ideal whatsoever. And it did look good. So but yeah. So let me ask you guys, what are your other observations from Saturday? I know you guys watched more than I did this week. Just real quick as I pull up some more notes myself. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, Georgia. Georgia dominated Auburn. Not a shock to me, especially at home. It was just too much for them. And let me ask you, what do you think about Stetson Bennett? Just like where would you assess Stetson Bennett? Because I think like he's a really really stable quarterback, steady quarterback. But I think he needs to have yeah, like I said, it's a rebuild year, but changes need to be made on the coach staff. Like Moscona said, like Poli's not going to be retained. Like I would be shocked. I said, listen, I'll be kind of surprised if he lasts the whole season. Like what Cowork said, he said Pauline has to go. Matt Moscona, Pauline has to go, and like I said, I'm not one to call for jobs because I know families are involved. Jobs are very sensitive, and rightfully for obvious reasons because you're supplying for your family. But if you're not getting the job done, especially with the money that you make, the high profile job that you work, that's not ideal. And you put yourself and more people are affected around you because that's a Brian Kelly hire. So he's going to take a lot of the brunt because he's the head coach, he's the head honcho. So and like I said, it's a rebuilding year. So like I said, I'm tempering my expectations even with the rebuild. It's hard to watch, but listen. Now if this was year 3 or so, and we still say the same thing, then we have to make wholesale changes, right? And but I'm not obviously not there yet because I give people time. That's one of the beautiful things about the Pittsburgh Steelers because they've had 3 coaches in what half a century because they're patient with them. Now, granted, it's easier to have success. Is you're gonna be successful. It's easier to stay when you have win championships. But again, like this, you said you'll give them 3 years. Hey, that's always been my golden rule personally. You get time to reestablish the culture. Well, not reestablish, but build your own culture. Get players, get coaches, get administrative staff that are all aligned to the same goal that you have. Because the coaches in college sports, major college sports, coaches are the stars. And I've said that before. It's about the coach. At 3, he would have like 2 recruiting classes. Absolutely. So that's the point, right? That's the whole point. We had 100 people already. 104. Goodness gracious. Like I said, I'm shocked, low key. But yeah, just like I said, I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. Craig, what's up? What's up? I'm sorry about the Jays, brother. Sorry about the Jays. How you feel? Let me see. Let me pull it up. I don't want to misspeak. Actually, yeah, yeah. Just the older Gary Coleman. Yes, indeed. These are mature. Gotta be mature. I appreciate you. The older Gary Coleman. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Try to I don't know if I could pin this, but that's gold right there. That's hilarious, bro. But it's like real quick. Papa said NFL news: Russell Wilson dealing with the torn pec. Well, that explains the poor play. I guess you could say. I think that's kind of interesting timing because when I saw the alert earlier, it was the fact that he had it against the Raiders, and like after the showing that you have on Thursday night, it's like now you're trying to cool off the heat on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of that game, I know it was 2 days ago, but they're gonna be talking about that for a while. That game was a hideous showing. One of my best friends, he's a Colts fan. We talked about it after the game. He said that was a crap show, which it was. Now, like obviously, every game is not going to be offensive friendly. It ain't gonna be 30 plus points per game per team, but the way that they've been trending all season, a guy that you paid that much money to, and like I said, the season is still pretty young. We like 5 games in, so and 12 weeks left, or 12 games left. So, but the way that's just rough. He said he said like Craig said, I'm super bummed, borderline devastated. I could imagine somebody said on Facebook said Toronto just had their best Atlanta Falcons impression. I was like, oh my gosh, they actually lost. But and probably will come back. But that's postseason for you. That's tough. I can imagine. I'm just as a Yankees fan, I'm waiting. I'm just look, as long as my Yankees prepare, I'm good. To be honest with you. Look, yeah, just like I said, down to 37. So yeah, 501. Y'all must be bored today. 501 likes. I appreciate you. Keep the likes up. I appreciate y'all coming to here. I really do. Yeah, We had like over 150 people so at one point, over 500 likes. Like I said, we gonna have some more fun, but just this is like the guinea pig stage. Just still in the infant stages. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your support, guys. It's more than you know, honestly. And just T, what's up? What's up? How you doing? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? No time no see. You don't come back. What did you? I haven't seen you in a minute. I talk to my family on this wonderful platform. Up to 173 viewers. You guys are unbelievable. 181. Like I said, I go follow Patty Phillips. Follow. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Your support. It's over 216. Come on, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Like I said, we're not gonna be too long. I'll pop in there soon. Look. I'm gonna be looking. I promise you. I'll be looking. I'll be looking. Don't worry. Don't worry. You doing all right? But yeah, just but yeah, before I get off, like I wanted to, yeah, of course, you guys could keep sending comments in. But I do want to talk about real quick about the Redeem Team documentary. As you know, talks about the 2008 United States men's Olympic basketball team. Really, just they're recovering from the very disappointing loss in Athens in 2004. But I just had a couple takeaways. It's like an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half documentary. For some reason, I thought it was like a multi-part series when I was looking at the previews and stuff, but it was just one whole episode essentially. So, which is good. So just we can just talk about that real quick. Like I said, I only had a couple takeaways. Just wanted to really get into them. Like, I'm gonna spoil a little bit of it. So if you haven't seen it, you said Kobe running through proud tells you what kind of man. Listen, Mama mentality. People joke about that, but that's he sets the coach. He sets the standard. The man was possessed. He was determined, like unlike any athlete I've ever seen. Right? It just that's what adds to his legacy. God rest his soul. It adds to his legacy. Right? It just he was an unbelievable force. So I can't you can't say that enough. And like it was funny because seeing the preview, you see how shot LeBron was up to 306. I saw it over 306. We had to 690 likes too, so I appreciate it. We get to 1,000, that'd be great. Like I said, yeah, just but it's been fun so far, man. Like I said, just and what's beautiful about the game, like we take for granted how great we are in like many sports, especially the American sports, obviously. But the talent has grown so much over the years, and but that just goes to show you like you have to play as a team. You have to have the great culture. I've always coaches are so important. We talk about the players and rightfully so, but you got to have the coaches as well, especially at the college game, because that's why Coach Mike Krzyzewski is one of the goats to me. Like I kind of consider him the GOAT, but it's tough to put him over John Wooden in the college game because you have 10 championships. That's just otherworldly. Now you could talk about the era in which it was. It wasn't as deep as it is now for college teams, which is obviously right. But just like that leads me to the big takeaway I have. And first and foremost, Coach K will just excel in the NBA. 40 years at Duke, 5 national championships, 9 tries, just multiple time coach of the year. Just really, Duke was as a basketball program, they were already solid. I think they had been to a couple of national title games, even though they didn't win. But he really took that program to a whole nother level. Like really changed the culture, changed the landscape of college basketball, college sports in general. And like I said, with that said, I think he would dominate. He would have dominated the NBA. Just and I've heard so many stories in my notes. Like there's so many stories, including Jason Tatum, JJ Redick, RJ Barrett, of how like he motivated them, told them to be aggressive, and relentless in your work ethic, relentless in how you approach the game. Not reckless, but relentless. And because he talked about Jason Tatum not being aggressive, talked about JJ Redick not being committed to being the best, and like this, it's countless stories that you say. A lot of people will say like he's not the greatest X and O guy in the world. That may be true, but however, coaching is twofold. It's about the knowledge because you can't coach 40 plus years without having any knowledge of the game. So it's about the knowledge that you have and how you motivate the players, especially at the collegiate level. And now, of course, coaching the United States men's basketball team, coaching a national team is not the same dynamic, of course, but like just to handle all those egos at once is just unbelievable. And you see how they responded to it when you watch the documentary. You see how the teams responded to him, and it was a great thing to see because some people may not have been thrilled about the hire, but he knows how important it is to set the culture every single day. He's a masterful, and you saw that Coach K was a masterful motivator. You know, it was fascinating to hear about the quotes about Mike Manu Ginobili. He put in the seats like a lot of people were saying that Manu was the second best shooting guard in the NBA, or the best shooting guard in the NBA at that time, because they look back at what he did with one of the greatest upsets in sports history in the '04, knocking off the '04 team in the Olympics. And people were saying that, oh, he's the best shooting guard in the league right now. And of course, the championships he won with the San Antonio Spurs, which I think is ridiculous. But but I mean, Manu's a beast. But to say he was the best, when you have in the league with Kobe and D Wade, so obviously they took exception to that and they responded by dominating Argentina in the '08 Olympics. But I bring that up to say he had the quotes on the seats of the players in the training rooms and like their meeting rooms just to give them that extra juice, like to prove, like to reestablish the dominance, reestablish America's dominance in the global game. And let's see. And one of the next takeaways I had was looking at Kobe in general. Of course, I think just when you look at what he did in the 2008 Olympics, I think that was his greatest achievement, considering his baggage that he brought in to the Olympics, and he really evolved in that period of time. I wouldn't say he was in a crossroads, but per se, but it was a very pivotal point in his career and his life because, of course, the baggage he had with the adultery situation, just him and Shaq, of course or really just the man in the trade from LA. Just like in the early to mid 2000s, he was in the mid 2000s. He was a lot. He had a lot going on, but really for him to respond, to really to really branch out as a person because he was very reserved, as we all know, a very reserved guy. But he saw fit to really open up to his team and take the lead, and he was committed, and it was an all-time commitment because well, and like a lot of the players said, when they were out partying, he was weightlifting, drenched in sweat. And a lot of people get exhausted by these stories, but you have to understand, it was a catalyst. It was infectious for the team. You said Mavericks had to trade in for Kobe, would have paired him with Dirk. As a Laker fan, I'm happy that it didn't happen. But hey, listen, I mean, that would have been like because Dirk was MVP 2007, Kobe MVP 2008. That would have been a nasty duo. In and out duo, just obviously one of the greater international players in Dirk. Kobe, who was raised in Italy, very familiar with the foreign game, very technically sound. I think they would have been a nightmare. I look into that and bring it to oh yeah, do that. Like I said, I want to tell you more details. Oh yeah, of course, definitely. We gonna talk. Trust me. We're not gonna like I said. We might have to do a Zoom just so I can show you on the big screen, so everybody will have more people to talk about it. Just like I said, for some reason I just completely forgot about the live restriction, the live totals. So but like just more you know. So but yeah, it's all good. We had 700 plus likes already. We at one point had over 300 viewers, so yeah, I'm happy. It's a happy night for me. So just like I said, I'm not like I said, I'm almost done. I'm almost wrapping up, ladies and gentlemen. But just yeah, we're friends. We're more than friends. We're family. And man, look, but just to go back, like you said, Kobe and Dirk, that would been nice. That'd been nice. MNKCTY, one of the best account on here. Please follow MNKCTY ASAP. ASAP. You talk about high quality information, high quality content, not toxic. Yeah, that's another account you need to follow. See, I'm gonna plug you, so we family, so I'm gonna plug you. So just yeah, just I got you, I got you. Are the Cardinals winning? Let's see. We gonna see. So it's mid six. They down 2-0. I'm not watching the game right now, so I got two hits. Philly got three hits. Philly scored in the second and fifth. St. Louis has got to score. So this do or die. They got three, well, four left. As soon as I said that, I was like, I already knew I messed up. I messed up. I was like, look, I'm gonna do an official one for you. So it's very soon. Trust me. We have it more all together. I promise you that. So it's like I said. As soon as as soon as I was like, I messed it up. God, I messed it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all you. Over 800 likes. Over 800 likes. That's unbelievable. I didn't think it's gonna be this much, especially on the first episode. But yeah, just way to look at right now with the Cardinals. Hope so because they need their season alive. Philly's a tough out. I know my Yankees resting up, so I'm good. Long as the bats warm up. Obviously Aaron Judge. Unbelievable, iconic season. You know, um, it's been a blessing to watch him dominate the season. Because without him, we I don't know where we would be. But I feel like the X factor for us and my Yankees is Giancarlo Stanton. If we can get him rolling consistently, that'd be a tremendous boost. But we got guys can hit, so can they be consistent? Can they not go cold in the postseason? Because we've been flaming out in the postseason the last 10 years whenever we go. So I know Houston, of course, is going to be a difficult out that don't compute. A lot of things God doesn't compute, brother. Listen, because we think about it with our mind. Listen, a lot of things God doesn't compute. Obviously, with LSU, just I'm just I'm from the area, so it's a natural connection there. God bless you with that bandwagon. But see, look, I'm glad you brought that up. See, my thing is the bandwagon. Like, I have a bandwagon test. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna probably talk about this in the water break. A bandwagon test is like if you can name five players from your favorite team on the spot. Like if you go up to, let's say if you know somebody who claims they're a Golden State Warriors fan. Oh, I've been a Warriors fan. Yada yada yada. This long, that long. Listen, give them five players. Ask them five players on the spot without the use of Google. So they not can't be by no computer, no phone. Five players from their quote unquote favorite team before they was popping. Right? Lakers. Look, we had Smush Parker, Meta Vadinko, Brian Cook, Jordan Farmer, and Kwame Brown. Just I can name a few of them. Like just and in all honesty, and then like in all honesty, like when I first started getting into sports early in the 2000s, so that's when I first started watching sports early 2000s. So and quite honestly, I I would literally change the team. Like people ask me who you going for in this game, I said I'm going for the winning team. So if you go up 4-2, I'm going for you. If team A goes up like 6-8, well 8-6, I'm going for team A. But if team B comes back and go up 24-20, I'm going with the B team. That's how I used to be. I was very fickle in that area, but like I said, and besides, Kobe was my favorite player. Kobe's my favorite athlete of all time. So just for that aspect, I've always been a Lakers fan. That's not going to change. Um, I haven't, obviously I wasn't alive throughout for that apex of the Showtime era, but Shaq and Kobe, the three-P, and watching him and Gasol go back to back, I've been blessed. I've been very fortunate. You allow it, good. You don't have to, brother. Love you though. You don't have to. Same thing with the Yankees. Like I said, I'm not from the North. Obviously, not from New York. Never been to New York. Want to go, but never been to New York. But just I don't have an emotional origin for the Yankees. At least with the Lakers, my favorite player, my favorite athlete played for them. But just oh, the goat, oh, Tom Shadow, what up, what up? Yes, sir. Yeah, we about 30 minutes in, bro. How you feeling? How you feeling, bro? Like I said, I ain't gonna keep everybody too long. I'm about to wrap it up. Just but yeah, that's like LSU. You know, I'm from the area as well, so that's the that's the thing. So we gonna get to know all of us. We gonna get to know each other very well soon enough. So this is gonna be fun. But yeah, just good to see you, brother. Appreciate you showing up. Appreciate you coming in. I know you're busy, very busy man. Means a lot. Not surprised, of course, but I appreciate you as always. Oh, that beat! Look, I played the beat for him too. Look, nasty. Look, what I think about LSU. What I think about LSU tonight. Oh, piss poor. They were awful. And like I said earlier in the live stream, it's the fact that they lost doesn't surprise me. I wasn't not to say I wasn't optimistic, but I kind of with an offense like that at that high speed, especially we're inept offense, so we're not as fast, we're not as cohesive. I didn't expect them to win. I feel like if we were to lose, I feel like we were going to lose between like 10 and 12 points, maybe 15 points. But for us to lose the way we did, we were down 30 points at one point at home. That's inexcusable. It was a rough look though, and the same stuff that you've been struggling with all season has played you again mightily. And what is that? Yeah, that's awful. And they look rough. Special teams has been horrendous all season. And at this point, like I said, a lot of people, may trash Brian Kelly. I said, listen, his first year, the man has changed around every program he's been at. So give him the chance. He says, saying what do you think they can do to improve or get better? What do you think, or they just got beat by skill? Just the coaching is not where it needs to be because talent wise, Louisiana is one of the richest talent states in the country. May not be as the historic level as California or Texas, but Louisiana routinely, especially in the last 20 years during the peak of LSU, they put out elite talent. But it's the coaching because I said earlier, coaching, especially at the college level, the coaches are the stars. The recruits are important. Let me be very clear. Getting the 4 or 5 star guys are extremely paramount, but you got to have a coach that knows how to recruit at the high level, and they have elite level player development. Now, I just think Brian Kelly is especially what we see in the first half of this season. Brian Kelly just made a bad hire with the special teams, and that's played them miserably. You have muff punch routinely, missed field goals, block PATs. That's ridiculous. That's now listen. They're not professionals, but you're coached by a professional. You're coached by an adult, and a lot is at stake in college sports. You got to win in style. You see, you got to win in style. So when you play close games that you shouldn't, especially when you're making gaffes like that on special teams. What's up? What's up? How you feeling? Chubbs, what's up? Yeah, top. Just when you're making gaffes like that, you don't deserve to win. Love my Tigers dearly, but and you know this before. You played, so like the older you get, you have to temper your expectations. You got to be real with it. You call it what it is. Like I said, not to say I'm not. They can't turn it around, but listen, but it's just they just have a lot of work to do, and it doesn't get easier for them. It doesn't get easier. Appreciate that follow, brother. Doesn't get easier. Yeah, something seemed off. Yeah, the start of it, you saw it, just like the way they literally started the game with a fumbled kickoff. I'm like, how do you do? And then when you're playing against a team of that magnitude offensively with that fast pace, and that's a disaster formula for disaster. And I said, now I was at work. Thank God I didn't see the whole game because I've been really been upset. But I saw enough. I saw like the big bomb, the 45-yard touchdown that got burnt on the left sideline. Yeah, I was like, it was ugly. It's not their night. And then they had an opportunity to recover a fumble by Tennessee, and they didn't get on it. I was like, yeah, that's not their day. And some people like, LSU is known for their night games, their dominance at night, but they played great in the 11 o'clock hour so many times. Well, the 12 o'clock hour Eastern time, where depending on where you are in the country, but you know what I mean. Just so if LSU fans are going to come on my stream or if they come on any platform to say like, well, we shouldn't have played 11 o'clock. That was the deciding factor. They're just oblivious to the reality of how underwhelming the team is. Because I don't care when you play, you gotta just be ready. Because none of that matters if you dominate. None of that matters if you play well enough to win consistently. Same thing with the Saints. Like just Young is just like, playing on Monday Night Football is a big deal because it's a national televised game, standalone game. Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, whatever the case may be, standalone primetime game. But you just got to come show it, whether you're playing at 8 o'clock, 7:30 Eastern, or you playing at 1 Eastern, 4 o'clock Eastern. Like, you got to come to play because none of that matters if you don't you don't come show up because that's what they're going to talk about. Nobody's going to talk about the time, the start time. Only just locals, only casuals is going to talk about the start time, as if that makes a tremendous difference, but it doesn't. Just lastly about the Dream Team, real quick, the Redeem Team. Just I wanted just to say we need to make sure we put respect on. Wait, before I get that right, right, you got to think every guy out there played in multiple games, so time is definitely not a factor. Yeah, so exactly. So listen, a lot of these guys, we're not the most experienced team out there, but come on, just like you played enough games, like you redshirted, like you're a part of the program, like you have like your body clocks are adjusted. It's not like you're playing overseas. Got to do better, whole squad. Look, it's a top to bottom thing, but it starts in coaching because coaching is the paramount thing in the college game. Now, professional is coaching is still paramount as well, but you have like more developed superstar players who are trained like that's their job. So you could mask a lot of the coaching deficiencies, but coaching in college is so much different because you have to develop young men, you have to develop young women. It's a twofold thing on top of recruiting, on top of player development. So but just last closing remark, just make sure y'all put respect on Chris Bosh's name. Like he took like the responsibility. Like many people have forgotten how dominant he was before he went to Miami. The guy was averaging 22 his last season in Toronto. He averaged like 22 and 10. I think the year before that was like 24 and 11. He was a dominant force. Little league to college, same thing, up and down. Like that's why we can't take advantage of the youth. I'm glad you brought that up. You can't take advantage of what you learn as a young guy. So you can't take it. You can't take for granted. That's what I'm going to say. Not advantage, but for granted. Just we 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 dismiss the youth. But listen, it's we. I don't care if you started at 3. Like that's and you're 30 years old. You're 30 years old now. From 3 to 30, that's 27 years of jargon. That's 27 years of camaraderie, information that builds up this throughout time. Wait, you went to high school in Lamar? What class, bro? How I feel about Tua's situation? Toxic. Tua, that is awful. You have back to back standalone games where you have guys stumbling off the field. Like Roger Goodell said, look, we have to reevaluate this protocol situation, this concussion protocol. That's ugly. He should first of all he shouldn't have played in the game. Like when he got concussed or he got hurt in the previous week, he should have no business being in that Thursday night game. For what? Yeah, it's your best quarterback option. Who cares? Look, you putting this health at risk. And I know with a lot of quarterbacks, you want to prove a statement to your team, but listen, you have a life to live after football, and that's even within your career. Over dedicated, in my opinion, it's a game for a reason. Yeah, it's a game. Now it's a game. Now it's their livelihood too. Granted, it's their livelihood, it's their passion, but it puts food on their in their mouths. It puts food in their families' mouths. But listen, it's short lived anyway. So like it's a tricky thing. But like I said, he shouldn't have played. That's ridiculous. And that's a dark cloud, in my opinion. Like I said before, and it's but yeah, we actually over 1,300 likes. Oh my gosh! But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about, really. But before I leave, I'm gonna play this theme song my brother put me on. And like I said, we're gonna have some more talks as well. Of course, can't wait till next week for sure. Now, if you can, like, I'm gonna download this video. I'm gonna download my live stream. I'm gonna upload it to my YouTube. I'm gonna post a link to my YouTube on my story or on my pin in the post or whatever. So if you guys just like go to my YouTube page and I'm like I said, I'm gonna post a link and stuff. Just let it play because I want to get my monetization up for YouTube as well. You guys got me to over 1,000 subscribers last year, the last summer. So I'm forever grateful for that. So I'm just doing it. I'm just half the battle's complete. I want to complete the other half of the battle, which is getting the watch time. So, and I'm gonna let you guys know. Just let it play. You don't have to rewatch it. Listen, you can listen to it as background music, study music. But whatever you see fit, I appreciate it. But I'm gonna play this for y'all before we go. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother, putting me on this. Hey, you gotta send me this. You gotta send me his information because I'm gonna have to shout him out for this one. It's fire. Yes, ma'am. All right, that's what it is. I appreciate you guys showing out, brother. You guys are unbelievable. It's over 1,000 likes to day one, up to at some point 300 plus viewers. We're gonna have some fun with this, brother. I promise you that. Appreciate you on the first line. It's been fun. It was fun. I didn't think it was gonna be this long, but hey, bless God. God is awesome, man. Jesus, wonderful. All right, y'all. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night. Take care. Peace.